Today we're going to be making my famous lobster mac and cheese. Okay, so we got gluten-free. This is my favorite. This pasta joy. It's brown rice pasta, macaroni, and it's my favorite. One of my favorite noodles that are gluten-free to make the make mac and cheese or make macaroni salad. It's really good. We got these Langanisto lobster tails. So we got 2 packs, so there'll be a lot. You can see there's going to be a lot of lobster tails in there with the macaroni. The cheese, the main cheese, are Gruyere and extra sharp cheddar, all white cheeses. And then I got some Assaggio, Fontino, Parmesan, Provolone, 4 cheeses here. And I got some extra sharp provolone and some mozzarella. And one of my secret ingredients for anything that's seafood creamy is this Philadelphia smoked salmon cream cheese. I love it. All right, we're going to put a little Old Bay seasoning, some butter, and then we got some breadcrumbs, some gluten-free breadcrumbs and panko to top it off. And another secret ingredient is this Zatarain's Creole mustard. So let's go ahead and get started. Put all this stuff together and make our lobster mac and cheese. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get our water started, put some salt in there, spray down this. This is for our cheese, so we're going to melt all our cheeses. Then we'll take the pasta and the cheeses and the lobster and we'll roll it all up together, mix it all up nice, and put it in our casserole dishes and stick it in the oven. So turn on the water, high boil, turn on this high right now. That's all sprayed up. Throw in a stick of butter. We could go ahead and sprinkle a little Old Bay seasoning in here right now with the butter. So when the butter melts, it'll have that nice Old Bay seasoning flavor. So this is melting down real nice. I'm going to put it down on low. We can go ahead and start adding some cheeses. So I'm going to add both packs of Gruyere cheese. I'm going to add this whole thing of Asiago, Fontina, Parmesan, Provolone, 4 Italian cheeses. So this is our nice stinky cheeses here. This is freshly shredded extra sharp provolone cheese. Stir it around so the butter's melting. Alright, I can add a little, this is half and half, just to get it nice and creamy. Put some of that in there. So I got a nice amount of all these cheeses in here. I got extra sharp cheddar, but I'm gonna start getting this melted down this way. This is on a low. If I'm stirring it good, I can put it on a medium. I can add also, this is seafood culinary stock. Seafood culinary stock. Add some of this liquid to it too. And keep this over here. We're going to use these to judge the thickness of our cheese sauce. So depending on the thickness of our cheese sauce, we might want to add a little more cream or a little more seafood culinary stock. I'm looking at it right now. I could add some more Old Bay seasoning to it already. Alright, so this is already starting to melt down. These cheeses are starting to melt down. Something that just melts awesome. A nice soft cheese. So in the past I've used brie cheese, mascarpone, but like I said, this lobster mac and cheese, I like to use this Philadelphia smoked salmon cream cheese. If I make like a lobster bisque or a seafood chowder or a salmon chowder or a shrimp Alfredo, any like cream sauces or cheeses, I love to use this. It's just a good flavor. It's nice seafood flavor, and it's a nice smoky flavor. And you can see this will melt down in the cheese. It's really melts down really good. It makes it a nice creamy melt. Nice creamy cheesy melt. I got a smaller spoon to get this stuff out too. Add my other one in here. Alright, it's already starting to turn into a nice cream sauce. So I'm going to lower this down to low again. I had it up on medium. You don't want this to boil. You just want it to be a nice low melt. The cheeses can break apart if you cook it too hot. So you want to make sure you're stirring it. You want to make sure it's on low. You want to make sure it's melting. You want to make sure you stand over it. And if you walk away from it, you want to turn it off altogether. Because if you let it boil, your cheeses are all going to get all broken up into, not going to be nice and creamy like you want it. And this is nice and creamy right now. This is really nice and creamy. Add one of these extra sharp cheddars right now. There we go. Fold that in. It's on low heat. Just keep folding it in so it stays nice and creamy. Oh, and this helps with the creaminess too. So I got a jar of Alfredo sauce, and I'm going to put that in there. You can get a garlicky Alfredo sauce if you want, but you see how nice and creamy this is? This nice cheese sauce, cream sauce. So now look at that. So I got it on low. Look how nice and creamy this is. So the whole thing is you want this to be nice and creamy so that when you mix that with the pasta, with the macaroni, and you mix this with the lobster, that it's so nice and creamy. And it's there. And I don't need to, I just need this to blend it well enough that I can taste it and add the seasonings I like with the obey and the seafood stock. I want to make sure it has a nice flavor to it. So you can see this is getting there. I could turn it off in a couple minutes, but this is so easy to do this together. Yep. So here's my cheeses. Now I still have a bag of mozzarella that I may not use at all. That's totally dependent on whether or not I need it to be thicker, which I don't think I need it to be thicker. At this point, I'm almost done, so I'm going to be adding some Zatarain's to it, some Creole mustard. I just love the zesty zip of a nice Creole mustard in like a cheese fondue or in macaroni and cheese, even in a macaroni salad. There, that's enough. Just enough to give it flavor, and then like I said, I can taste it as soon as this gets in there and add some more liquid. It's good stuff, the seafood stock. It's got a nice nice fishy flavor. Goes good with the lobster. There we go. This is on low. All right, so we got our, you can see our water's boiling over here. So I got this gluten-free macaroni, and usually you boil it for 15 minutes, but I'm only gonna boil it for 10 minutes because I want it undercooked, because I'm gonna take this out, I'm gonna put it in cold water, and then I'm gonna mix it with the cheese and the lobster. And then I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it in the casserole dish and put it in the oven for a half hour, and it's gonna cook the rest of it there. So I don't want it too cooked because then it'll just be too mushy. So this is gonna be in for 10 minutes. I got 3 bags for these 2 big casserole dishes. Stir it up. Set my timer for 10 minutes. And let that go. Okay, so this is done. I can turn it off right now, but I will stir it just a little bit. I'll turn it off right now. And then I just need to cook this pasta, and then I can mix this with the cheese sauce with my lobster, and then I'll top it with some panko and breadcrumbs, and then that'll be ready to stick in the oven. So I'll come back to you when that's all ready. Pasta is cooked. Our cheese sauce is perfect. You know, it's still cheesy, but we're gonna mix it in. I got my frozen little lobster tails, and I iced this pasta. So I put it in cold ice water and then mixed it with the lobster. The lobster is like ice right now. So here is one of my pans, and I got the lobster mixed with the pasta, and the pasta is ice cold because the pasta was warm when I mixed it with the lobster. Some of this lobster can be broken apart now. And I'm not going to worry about little things that fall off the side, but I can move this. So I got all this lobster, and I got all this, and half of this cheese sauce is going to go in here, and then it goes back in the pan. So I'm going to mix this up. Take this over here. Just keep putting all this cheese sauce in here. So the point is I wanted the pasta, the macaroni, to stop cooking so it didn't get too mushy when I stuck it in the oven for a while. Alright, so we got all this cheese sauce here. Nice and gooey. Look at that cheese sauce. It's perfect. And it tastes, the flavor is amazing. You know, I showed you exactly what I put in there. I'm just going to mix this up and then pour it right back in the pan. Make sure it gets nice and cheesy. And then whatever's left, I'll just pour over the top. And then I'm going to put some breadcrumbs on top of that, and I'll show you that. So go ahead, mix this up. This is just one casserole. I got another thing of pasta sitting right there and another bag of this lobster tails. And I already had it in the casserole dish, so I know it's going to fit back in there. But that actually makes, I'm going to spray this down. So I'm just going to wipe it down with a paper towel, and then I'm going to spray this with this cooking spray, non-stick buttery flavored cooking spray. All right, and this is cold because it was in here, so I just got to mix this up.
Are you talking to me?
And then I gotta put this in here. All right, this is stirred up really good. All right, so I can go ahead, spray it. And just pour it in. And then, like I said, whatever cheese sauce is left over after I mix this up, I'll just pour that right over the top. And then I'll put some breadcrumbs over it. it's fine when this cooks in the oven. It's all gonna melt even more. It's gonna bubble all over. It's gonna be so delicious. I can even put a little mozzarella right on top if I want. So that's that. I just have to put my breadcrumbs on top, and then this will go in the oven. It's ready to roll. And I'll do the other one. It'll be just like this, and I'll show you what it looks like when I got all this stuff put together. Okay, so this is all my pasta. This is all my lobster. I still got this cheese sauce left over, and that now is going to go over the top. I'm going to try and split it evenly between the two pans. There we go. This is going to, when this bakes for a half hour, it's going to just bake right down into it. And this cheese sauce is phenomenal, just phenomenal, delicious. Now let me spread this around. Oh, look at that, just coat it right over the top. I mixed my gluten-free seasoned breadcrumbs and my panko, my gluten-free panko is all mixed together in here. All right, one last thing to put on there. This is my mozzarella cheese, and then I put that on there, and then it goes in the oven at 350 degrees for a half hour until the top is golden brown, and then you take it out and eat it. And it's that simple. And trust me, this is, I've been making this for a couple years now. This is just fantastic. You can never have too much cheese in any mac and cheese dish. All right, just smooth this over now. Done with that. My breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs. Gonna put a nice layer of breadcrumbs on top. This wasn't a full container. That wasn't a full. That was probably like maybe half a cup or somewhere between half a cup and a cup. But there we go. This is got my panko seasoned breadcrumbs and everything in there. I just stick in the oven, 350 degrees for a half hour until the top's nice and golden brown, and then I serve it. It's done. Delicious. All right, so this is all that's left. This delicious lobster mac and cheese. You can see how nice and golden brown the top is with the breadcrumbs, and it was nice and cheesy. Out of the two casseroles, this is all that's the leftovers, but it was so delicious. It was good, huh?
Yeah, I like the breadcrumbs. It gave it a nice crunch.